In this week's lab, you will be conducting your first skill test. Your goal is to determine the amount of iron present in an unknown powder using UV vis. You will need 0.028 grams of your unknown, 10 milliliters of the standard iron solution, sulfuric acid, sodium citrate, hydroquinone, and phenanthroline solution.
So a good start for our skill test is make sure you gather all the instruments that you need for skill test. You have your measurements ready and set. Have extra water, especially for the iron skill test. As of right now, we have 0.0281, so this would be good.
1 milliliter of 1.8 molar sulfuric acid was added, and then it was filled to the line with water. The solution was then inverted.
We will need 3 milliliters of this and 2 milliliters of this. The amount is supposed to place in each flask.
Once your volumetric flasks are prepared, you will want to put 10 milliliters of your iron standard into the first flask using a volumetric pipette and dilute to the line. You will do this again for the second flask, but only using 5 milliliters of your iron standard. Repeat this process for the last 2 flasks using 1 milliliter and 2 milliliters of your iron standard. Before beginning the skill test, you should turn on the Spec 20s in order to give the instrument time to warm up. The first thing you want to do once you have to use the Spec 20 is set the wavelength, which for this lab will be 508 nanometers. Next, you'll want to use the left knob in order to adjust the percent transmittance to 0%. Next, you'll want to place in your reference or blank solution into the machine and then set the percent transmittance to 100% using the right knob. You'll then want to remove that sample and then put in the sample you want to test. You'll want to record the percent transmittance, which will then be converted to absorbance after lab.